Episode 151. We have done it. I have returned. I have returned from the, what would you call the East? Yes, Pennsylvania, Ohio.
The Mideast.
The Mideast. I've returned from the Middle East. Yes, I have safely returned. What are we drinking? Well, we're going to have a little of this beer right here from Pennsylvania. Rusty Nail. That's from Hershey. Yep. Hershey is where I went first. And just a little, we do little travel logs every now and then.
Yeah.
Hershey's a wonderful little town. It's like a Hallmark village. Now, if you have kids, the park is great, the whole thing. But it's just a very pleasant, everyone seems happy. And I don't know, Milton Hershey, you should Google him. Greatest gut man to ever live. We'll put it in the show notes, yeah. Milton, the chocolate guy, the chocolatier. And I'm having a little moonshine. Because I got some shitty texts and I don't like them. And I don't want to be in a bad mood for this. So you know what changes my mood immediately?
Eggnog moonshine.
Eggnog moonshine. No, Eggo waffle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong season.
Hershey, I mean, if you have kids, it's really great because they can go. But anyway, maybe because it's just chocolate everywhere. Everybody's happy. It always seems very Hallmarky, but not in a weird way. Right. I mean, there's still fun. And plus, it's fall, so it was just pretty. And then I went to go see Milton's grave. And I initially, when I pulled in the cemetery, I thought what I saw was either the entrance and or a veterans thing. Mm-hmm. No, Milton got the whole, that was his whole dome. It is huge, but he should. He opened an orphanage. Every school bus says Milton Hershey Public Schools. Yeah. He just did, nobody does stuff like that with money. Like nobody does stuff. Dolly does it in your own hometown and just make the whole area better. Right. Maybe there are other people. I'll start looking. Find good philanthropists.
The termites can send us their local
termites, you got any local heroes? Let's talk Mattress Mac. He does a good job.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. Are we going to meet him in Houston?
I would love to meet Mattress Mac. I'd really like my picture with him. We'll do it. He's getting up there. I don't think he cares about coming to some comedy show.
Well, we'll go to him.
I'll go to him?
Yeah.
Go to his mattress store. Yeah, I don't need a mattress, but I'd buy. No, yeah. I wouldn't. That's too much to get your picture taken with somebody. Anyway, this is a Rusty Rail from Hershey. I would always recommend stopping in Hershey. That's what I'll say to that. It's very cool. So many things came backstage. We'll go through them. Not fast, but there were so many. Thank God I had Bill Crawford with me because he is a beer monster.
And you were starving.
And a food, and I was starving. And the Pittsburgh pretzels came back right in time. So Hershey, shout out to Lou. Gave me some homemade, not my friend Lou, a different Lou. Some golf themed cards and candles. Heather and Stan, a local golden lager, which I drank.
Nice.
So thank you. Pretzels, chocolate. There was a lot of chocolate, as you can imagine, in Hershey. But that most of it will be going straight to my mom. And she will be so happy.
What's that bar I saw downstairs?
The bar? Oh, the giant Hershey bar when you work at the theater. Well, at least when I work there. I don't know if everybody else does. It's a 5-pound. I'll show it next week. It's funny. But cool. But here's the thing. My dad, that's his favorite chocolate. It's my favorite chocolate, Hershey, for real. I've had the fancy stuff. I hate it when there's a box and you got to identify the thing. No. Yeah, because then inevitably I'll bite into one that has coconut, and I'm like, God damn it didn't say coconut. And then I open the lid. I'm like, yes, I did, Kathleen. You didn't read carefully. No. It's the third row, coconut. But me and my dad like our Hershey bars in the freezer.
Oh, fancy.
That's the way you do it. But I'm going to have to see if I can clean out the deep freeze in my garage and put it in there. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I'm just going to tell my mom and dad they don't have a deep freeze, so they can't. Tough shit.
Sorry.
Or leave it at my sister's.
Here's a piece of
Brianna brought the Rusty Nail. Andrea. The Friskies party mix. A lot of cat things came backstage. The cats are very happy.
Yep, good.
Well, and I was watching Dateline. I figured out how to get it now on the iPad. And, it makes me laugh because on Dateline, I love Keith Morrison. But everybody does. But every time somebody's about to get shot in a crime deal, they always go, I looked at the shooter and I said, please don't shoot me. I have 3 kids. They always say they have kids. And I thought, how funny would it be? Well, probably wouldn't be funny. But if somebody was pointing a gun at my head and I go, don't shoot. I have 4 feral cats. Now, I don't think that's a reason to not kill me. But I think it would make you stop for a second and go, what the fuck did that lady just say? I said I have 4 feral cats. Kathy brought me some Mary Kay makeup because I do the joke about Mary Kay that I can't believe, and she's a consultant. Laura,
She brought me some too.
I got the Bigfoot ornament, very cute. Some of it I can't get home the same day, and then they have to ship it, so that's why. Deborah and John, themed toilet spray, Bigfoot toilet spray. How you doing? The Snyder's Buttermilk Ranch pretzels, very good. That's from Jane and Kevin and Liz and Trish. The Singing Pug card, which I don't know if I have it in here, but it made me laugh really hard. I'll show it next time. I don't think I brought it up. Hershey, just a wonderful town.
Yep.
Get there. Oh, and then I saw on Instagram Pink was there for 4 days with her kids.
Stop. Did you see her?
No, I didn't see her, but I also wasn't at the theme park.
Right.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
really a theme park
No,
person.
I'm not. No, I went to the brewery. I went to this brewery. That's where I was. I don't think Pink's taking her kids to the brewery. Troegs.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was in Hershey. There it was.
It's fun. They got a good Christmas beer.
The brewery part's fun too. Pittsburgh. That's why we'll be trying these pretzels that Drew brought. And then somebody, I forget. Oh, this is the buffalo mustard. Okay, so this is horseradish prepared mustard. It's actually from Buffalo, but this lady lives in Pittsburgh now. Lynn.
Pittsburgh's fun.
Yeah, Rita brought some chocolate pretzels. Those were eaten backstage because it was a bucket of them. Yeah. And then sometimes I share everything with the staff. They get so excited because nobody ever gives them free shit.
No.
Wow.
Good?
That's a wonderful... That's a perfect mix of mustard and horseradish.
Oh, great.
Weber's.
Weber's?
Since 1922.
Cool.
Yeah, Buffalo, New York. And you can go online and get it. Webersmustard.com. You guys should try it if you like horseradish and mustard. Winner. Mike and Mary brought a bunch of that sounds like my cousins. Bunch of local beer. Sherry, the Utz Pub Mix.
Yeah.
Delicious. I think, is the Mandy lady who won the Powerball? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a card.
Yeah, the card.
Yeah.
She won the Powerball.
For real?
She retired at 30. Who does that fucking happen to?
That's awesome.
It's amazing. When I worked at the restaurant, I was a server named Patty and her husband Mike, and they frequently got 5 numbers out of 6 in the Missouri lottery.
What?
Yeah, but that means you win like anywhere, it seemed like back then, anywhere from $2,500 to $7,500. Well, it's great when we're all waiting tables, and we don't have that kind of money back then. And nobody did. But just to hit 5 out of 6. This is the mustard, yeah. Oh, no, she's not the one with the gambling thing, I don't think. Oh, this is the lady that made me laugh. Yeah, Lynn. As a fellow Catholic, I'm supporting my Jewish husband by being at your show in Pittsburgh rather than Rosh Hashanah dinner with my in-laws. She agreed that Gabriel's Gate Boston is the best wings in Boston. This made me laugh because it's a birthday card from Buffalo. What did I say?
Boston.
Oh, I meant Buffalo. This is a Keith Morrison birthday card.
Cool.
I got to find one for my friend Kelly. I'm going to try to read it like him. Birthday. My birthday isn't even until next week, but this was nice. They brought stuff early. Birthdays. A day to celebrate and eat cake and to get gifts from friends and family. Yes, it was going to be a very happy birthday. Or was it? Boom! Happy birthday from me and Keith Morrison. Yeah, that was funny. Made me laugh. I think, did I even go? Then we were in Cleveland, which is I always go down to the Harbor Inn, and I did. I met some termites there. Took a couple pictures.
Nice.
Had a little lunch beer.
Cool.
And toddled right on the way. Trish and Rob, local beer.
Nice.
Kim and Janet, whiskey. Black Velvet whiskey.
Nice.
We opened it.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah, but since it was open, and no, we drank some of it, and the staff chipped in. I was like, "How about a shot for everybody?" Because some of it I can't get all of it home. Leslie and Kim, Irish chips, whiskey chips. Those were delicious. Laura got me some stickers. Oh, Kibbles. This is Lori and Barb from Erie. Gibbles.
Gibbles.
I've never heard of Gibbles chips.
Gibble's red hot.
Let's try it.
Nice.
Karen from Canton brought me all kinds of stuff. Megan and Heather. Too hot.
Too hot.
They're good. They are as advertised. It is red hot. Yeah. Whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have some moonshine.
Yeah. Lydia and Luke got some cool pint cups. They're being shipped back. I can't bring glass back. Julia brought the Cleveland chocolate. Is Cleveland known for chocolate? I don't know. This is dark chocolate. These will all be going straight to my mom, but I do like dark chocolate sometimes.
You gotta be in a mood.
You gotta be in the right mood. Yeah. Followed by a red hot. Yeah.
And then some moonshine. You got a lot going on today.
I have a lot up here. That's good.
Yeah.
It's like a lighter dark chocolate. I mean, you know how some of them are super bam.
Yeah. There's a bite.
This one's a little subtle.
Subtle.
That's it.
Subtle.
Shelby and Jim, Black Cabernet Wine Box, Voodoo Beer. I remember that. The Stevie Nicks art. So the person made me a cool thing. That's being shipped back. That was Wendy and Rob. Jenny, spicy dill pickle chips. I believe Jim ate all those. I mean, why do I keep saying Jim and I'm not in? Yeah, Bill. Mary Alice and Rob. The Bigfoot golf balls. They're really fun. Yeah. All right. So that's, there was more too. If I didn't get to it, it was chaos. And then the ushers always get overwhelmed. Like, are we supposed to bring this to you? I'm like, yes, they gave it to the merch table. Bring it back. If I can't take it, someone here will be so goddamn happy.
You taste all of it, though.
I do taste most of it backstage. Well, it's always fun because I'm like, come back after the show, and then the whole crew comes back, and it's fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, a little something for them, and they'll get out early because I'm not a band.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Isn't it nice to be off on 10 o'clock on a Friday?
Yeah, go put
Yeah, it
the
is.
stool away.
I have no Queen news.
What?
Nothing. Tanya canceled a couple shows. Oh, some health issue. Well, I did read Cher's back with that boyfriend, and nobody's happy about it.
Oh.
He better not fuck up her Christmas album. Cher, whatever you're doing with that, man.
Don't do it.
Tay quiet. Stevie quiet. She's just out on the road doing her thing. Dolly's got a book coming out, and then the album, but not yet. So, instead of Queen news,
Tay got to meet and sing.
Tay got to meet in sync. Oh, at the VMAs. Was she really drunk in those videos? Probably.
No,
Whatever.
she doesn't.
Even if she was.
She's a deity. She doesn't get drunk.
A deity. She doesn't get drunk. Yeah. My God does. My God gets drunk so that my God can be understanding when I do. This is just something I think you should know if you're hungry driving around. So it's National Cheeseburger Day. Unfortunately, that is today. You'll be hearing this later, but it still matters because 1 cent at McDonald's and Wendy's. McDonald's is 1 cent at Wendy's, 50 cents at McDonald's. This deal is truly bun in a million. Whoever wrote that waited all day to get that joke out. Wendy's will be selling its junior bacon cheeseburgers for just 1 cent. Now that's today. It's on. You got to use the app, of course. These are just things to try to get you, but they're going to extend it for a few days afterward until Friday the 22nd.
Great.
So if you want a 1 cent, and then McDonald's is doing something too, but it's an app thing. I'm just warning you.
You can take your whole family for $1.
Right.
Nice.
It's a nice thing.
Yeah.
So moving on to the show update. Anna Delvey. I'm going to tell you about the fashion show that she had on a rooftop. How smart is she? Because she's under house arrest, so she can't really leave. Swarming crowds at extravagant locations are par for the course of New York Fashion Week, but sometimes it's the smallest venues that leave the biggest impressions. On Monday, a packed rooftop show hosted by convicted felon Anna Delvey became one of the more unusual runways the city has seen in years. And that's before taking the post-show pizza party into consideration. Delva's real name, Sorokin, has been under house arrest for nearly a year as she faces, we all know this, if you listen to this podcast, we know what she did, and we know what they're still waiting on ICE to throw her ass out.
I mean, come on.
And then she goes, well, those people that have done much more horrible things than I have. Right, but that's not how the law works.
No.
You can't just go in and go, yeah, I did all that, but I mean, God, my God, I didn't murder anyone. I didn't rape anybody.
No.
No. So she had the whole fashion show on her roof.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, people loved it. They were up there having cocktails. I'm not sure it was safe. A lot of people said it didn't seem that safe. She did tell her neighbors that, hey, I'm going to be having a party upstairs. So, I don't know. There's a lot of rooftops. I've been in New York.
I wouldn't go to a fashion show.
Well, I just don't trust that many people on, it's a small rooftop.
Yeah.
You don't want to die like that.
No.
You go see Anna Delvey.
Right. Big gust of wind. Boom.
Right, in some weird outfit that you probably can't see, right? But in a video call with CNN, what are you doing, CNN?
Right.
Stop interviewing criminals. Stop it. Just stop promoting criminals. How fucking hard is that at the Monday morning meeting? Word out. Hey, guys, don't anybody call a criminal and make an interview with them. Do you want to do the back? How about Missouri.net.gov? I can check everybody in Missouri. You all can check people who you would think you're going to interview and go, huh, do they have any open cases on that? Like, it's just so gross. Like, what is the matter? And then you want me to take you seriously as a news channel? No. Yeah. She said, I love clothes, but I would have never done this if we didn't love the collection. Because, yeah, I mean, I can get publicity doing anything. She said with a laugh. Yeah, because you called CNN. That's exactly why she can't.
God.
The clothes, they're not as weird as some. I'll give them that. I mean, I can't wear any of this.
Who's the designer?
Well, there was a bunch of them. She just got, the people that probably sadly didn't make it into the big shows. Oh. I'm not dogging these people. I'm just saying if you had an appointment at the real, right. But it's publicity. Update!
We're not dogging, just judging.
We're judging, not dogging. Yeah. There's a big difference. When people go, don't judge. No, you should. You should judge a lot. The people at CNN should have made a judgment before they flipping called Anna. Right. There is a lot going on in El Chapo's family. This is an update. They should get like 3-for-1s in prison. There should be a family cell for El Chapo's family. His son extradited from Mexico to the United States. Ovidio Guzman, son of Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, has been extradited from Mexico to the United States. The U.S. Justice Department just announced. It's the result of United States and Mexico law enforcement cooperation. He's the new leader of the Sinaloa cartel. This is he was flown to Chicago. Now, while he was being flown, the son, El Chapo has like 1 million sons. Yeah. That's why I don't understand why we spent all this money and go through all this bullshit. It's like elves at Christmas at the North Pole. One elf goes down, there's many more elves. Exactly. There's just elves everywhere. These drugs are still going to be sold. I think you got to blame, we're the ones buying it. Right. That's on us, America. You're trying to eat all the fentanyl you can in a regular work week, and Ovidio is going to bring you the fentanyl. It's not his fault. I mean, obviously, there's some fault. I'm kidding. But I also do. So great. We got Ovidio.
He's not having a fashion show.
There's 17 brothers behind him. Well, that's what Anna could say. Well, I'm not as bad as Ovidio Guzman Lopez. I didn't, sell fentanyl to people and kill them. All I did was fill out a bank thing where I just kind of lied about some stuff. I don't understand why you're getting all that trouble.
I hate this country.
Yeah, I love America, but I'll go back to France if you want me to. I mean, the whole idea is to, stop the drug thing. Now, so while he is being extradited to the United States,
he's cute.
He's very cute. I don't know if he was the idiot though. One of them kept their location on and took pictures of them eating lunch somewhere, and the whole world's looking for you, idiot. That's something I would do, but I'm also not a crime boss. No. I would know not to go on social media, but the children can't help themselves. No. While he's being shipped here, guess who's going home? El Chapo's wife.
What?
She was released from the U.S. custody after completing her 3-year prison sentence.
Excellent.
Yeah. The wife of Mexican drug king El Chapo was released early Wednesday after completing a 3-year sentence for helping him run his multi-billion-dollar criminal empire. Emma Coronel Espero, I probably said all of that really wrong. Just getting in front of it before somebody writes something hateful on YouTube. She pleaded guilty in 2021 to 3 federal offenses as part of a plea deal. She'd been moved from a Texas prison to a California halfway house, and she also helped him plan the escape in 2007. But that was a Mexican thing. That was in Mexico. Yeah, they sent her to a halfway house because she's under supervised release. But she was also already out at a party in L.A.
Released.
Yeah, she's already at a party. I read the whole story about it, but I couldn't figure out where the party was except it was in L.A.
She doesn't have location services.
Well, there's pictures of her everywhere. Emma Coronel Espero. She was out drinking in El Farallon on Friday. I don't know. Yeah. She was released 48 hours later, Friday at a nightclub in L.A. The event was arranged by her attorney, Mariel Colan Miro.
Take me to the nightclub.
Yeah. Oh, I'm released. I'm under supervised release, so I don't know how that works. But she's out partying. Nice. Cheers to you, Emma. Good luck. The question is, I think she's half American. I think she was an American who went down there and then met him. He's had so many wives, I get him confused.
There's a lot of wives.
Many wives, many children. Update! Oh, this is crazy. An extremely rare brown spotless giraffe was photographed for the first time in the African wild just weeks after another one was born at the Tennessee Zoo. Oh! The one we've already talked about. Yes. That's 2 now on Earth. And I think that's all.
Maybe they're morphing.
No, this one's in Africa. The other one's here in Tennessee. No, extremely rare brown. Just weeks after the one was born at the kazoo. At the kazoo. It was photographed at with its mom in a private game reserve in central Namibia. It's only the 4th photographic record of a brown spotless giraffe and the first ever in the wild. Most recently, we know who? Kippiki. Kippiki was born at the Bright Zoo in Tennessee. Yep. Before that, a giraffe named Toshiko was born without spots under Tokyo Zoo in 1972. So we're living in a time with a lot of... This is where you go. We're living in good times. This is where... Toshiko also had an older sibling who was spotless. Some of the rare white spotless giraffes, which have a condition called leucism, I don't think I said that right, have been reported in the wild, but this is the first wild spotting of a spotless brown giraffe. So how exciting is that? Now there's 2. Get on over to Namibia or come to Tennessee. Yeah. You can see one.
You can get a moonshine shot and boom.
You moonshine shot to keep you going. Okay, this is crazy. Holy shit, they found it. Because this could really change things with China, with the relationship with China that we have. A lithium mine has been discovered within the McDermott caldera, located along the Nevada-Oregon border. This finding is significant, and that it may hold between 20 and 40 million metric tons of this rare metal, which is nearly double the current of approximately 23 million metric tons found this summer beneath a Bolivian salt flat.
Wow.
To put the magnitude of this finding further into perspective, it's approximately 28 miles long and 22 miles wide.
Wow.
Lithium is a chemical that is a vital component of green technology, including grid storage batteries and electric cars. How did such a large deposit come to be located? Approximately 16 million years ago, a volcanic eruption filled the caldera with an alkaline magma containing sodium, potassium, and lithium. It also formed a lake that deposited lithium into the clay bed soils. Now, see, here's the thing, because the Chinese have shit tons of lithium, and then they hold it over our head.
Right.
There's a lithium shortage in the United States right now that says it's exacerbated by the Biden's administration recent call for electric vehicles to make up approximately 50% of all cars sold by 2030, which it always makes me laugh when I pull into any Buc-ee's and they have like 50 electric car charging stations, which whatever you think, I know people argue about it. And that's just so progressive for Buc-ee's. And I guess how many cars I see using them? None.
Plug them in, go to the jerky bar.
But there's nobody in electric cars at Buc-ee's. Look where Buc-ee's are at.
No.
They're not in downtown Beverly Hills where people are rocking up in Teslas.
Bob and Clark would use it.
Yeah, Bob and Clark. My friend Lorraine. But anyway, so we're gonna need it because my car's a hybrid, but it's not electric. It's it's a 2007 Mercury Mariner hybrid. Look that shit up, termites.
It's tiny.
I didn't even buy it because I thought I didn't really think about the environment. I'm just so lazy. And the guy's like, yeah, you hardly ever have to stop and get gas. Okay, sold. The brown one. Sold. Yeah, that's what I got. It was called chocolate. It's a chocolate Mercury. Now, here's the problem. There's going to be a lot of opposition from a variety of groups, including the conservation people, Indigenous Americans, and even NASA, which has previously argued these undisturbed mines are key to calibrating the measurements of hundreds of satellites orbiting the Earth.
Wow.
There are also concerns from local farmers about how future lithium mining will affect the area's groundwater levels. I don't know, but that's a lot of lithium to find.
A lot of science.
It could power electric vehicles for decades. Mm-hmm. That's how big it is. And then we don't have to try to get it from China when we run out.
Sure.
So it takes their little power down a notch. Most current Tesla batteries use a great many 18,650 lithium cells, which are the batteries used in vape pens. Uh-oh, alert, alert, all my vape friends. God, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were doing that for vape pens. Because that's a little... Are those electric? Do you plug a vape pen in?
Yeah, you gotta charge them.
I don't know. I don't vape. No, I always just notice that the people who are vaping act like they're smoking weed because they always go like this. Like, what are you hiding? Yeah. No, my one sister-in-law. If I ever wrote a holiday movie, it would open with my one sister-in-law on a couch outside when it's super cold, but she's not cold. Don't ask me why. And all you see her, but it's behind a giant cloud of strawberry vape. She's always in a cloud of vape, and it makes me laugh every time. Holy shit, they found it. We have another one. This is weird. I also need to talk about the Vegas hack before I go any further because I didn't print anything out. But first I'll do this because the hack is just, anyway. Mysterious golden object unknown to science is recovered from the sea floor. It's often stated that understanding of the moon's surface surpasses our knowledge of our own ocean. I would agree with that.
Yep.
Nobody knows what the hell's down there.
No.
Not for real.
No.
Jacques Cousteau got a good start for us.
Yeah.
And then his grandson, I think, picked up the baton, or his son. Philippe.
Yeah.
Good job.
I was at a party with him once.
You were at a party with...
Yeah. He was cute.
Was he cute?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
We'll talk about that later.
Philippe Cousteau? Huh.
Put it in the schnoz.
We'll put it in the schnoz. We'll put his picture up. Is he still cute? Or was that a long time ago? This bizarre golden egg can now be added to the list of oceanic wonders that include the eerie yellow brick roads. Yeah, that shit's real weird.
Yeah.
And the particular creatures of Marina Trench. Peculiar creatures, sorry. I don't know. I'll have to Google that.
Yeah.
The golden object, I think it's the ball from Harry Potter. And I don't know why no one's brought that up. Yeah. Why haven't we thrown that out there as an option? It was taken off the movie set. Someone stole it. Yep. They shouldn't have stolen it. They freaked out, threw it in the ocean. The golden object, located 2 miles deep and firmly attached to a rocky base, wasn't just a solid piece. It was found with a gaping hole in the front, prompting a researcher to say something tried to get in or out of it because there's a hole in it.
Right.
Maybe it's an egg.
Maybe.
A golden egg. The task of closely inspecting this orb fell upon a robotic arm.
How long is the arm?
I don't know.
No information.
Leading theories could be, here we go. An unusual reflective egg causing the remnants of an unknown species of sponge.
Wow.
No consensus has been reached. It was fortunate that the ROV, robotic something, whatever, managed to secure the specimen for further analysis. One thing is certain, this discovery is genuinely odd. When our collective knowledge can't ID it, there's something weird, a team member said. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe it's a new species.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should see it though. It's very pretty. If there were, then you make it the golden egg orb hunt.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything associated with Harry Potter's cool.
Can we just talk about the Vegas hack?
It's so ridiculous.
Oh my God. I've worked at every casino in Las Vegas for the most part, I would say. And I have respect for all the conglomerates. Like, there's good things I can say about all of them. And there's bad things I could say about all of them. But, like, when you sign up for players cards, if you've never gambled, you go in a casino and you kind of need this player card. Well, I need it. If you're a real gambler, you're going to need it for tax purposes. Because if I win a jackpot, I got to be able to prove I gambled all this time so then the United States government doesn't come looking for my ass. And I got to say, yeah, but here's how, and then I proudly produce my losses. Go look at how much I lost. But when you sign up for a player's card, you're giving them a lot of information. And then if you win a jackpot, they have your social security number because you have to get the tax form done right there. Boom. Anything over $1,200 that you win at a slot machine in one fell swoop. That's why some people play right under that amount. And then you can win a bunch of jackpot and they don't necessarily, right.
Yeah. Never thought of that.
Oh, I've thought of it. It's just boring that way. I'd rather just pay the government. It's much more exciting to go, yay, I just won $2,500 at my video poker machine. Anyway, if you haven't been paying attention, all of MGM properties were hacked. And it's all over the country. I texted my friends in Atlantic City, the Borgata, because I work there. That's an MGM property. Boom. My friends in Biloxi, boom. Everybody was reporting. But yet the news wasn't. We're on day 7 of the hack.
It's been a week.
And half the shit still isn't working. If you can play the machine, but you can't get a payout, you got to get hand paid out. Well, that could take forever. Checking in, the lines with Aria, the lines are 3 and 4 hours long. My thing is, I don't understand why it wasn't in the mainstream media. And then they go, oh, and I'm not a conspiracy person, ever. Right. I hate the conspiracy world. It's just a ridiculous waste of time, in my opinion. But this was weird. And people were flying out there to go check in. And if you're not sitting here, because I'm on Instagram and Twitter and my friends work at these places, texting me, holy shit, something weird. Then I'm thinking, so after 9/11, my dad was always obsessed with this idea that the terrorists were going to go for dams next. Because my dad's an old man. And he thinks about that stuff. Like, because if you did somehow terrorize the Hoover Dam, then you've just cut off the water to all the states in the southwest of the country. It could be horribly, catastrophic. Yeah. So, but if you can hack, a casino should, in my mind, have the same amount of security as
Federal bank.
A bank. Yeah. And you hacked into that. And why can't you hack into the system of the Hoover Dam? Right. I mean, I'm not telling anybody to go do that. I'm just saying that, and it's gone. Caesars got hacked before them, and they paid the ransom to this group. Do we know how much? They paid $15 million. That's what's being reported. That is a drop in the bucket, and they have insurance for that. Right. So who cares? Pay them. Yep. Pay the hackers. Deal with it later. Then call the FBI and go, hey, look, Black Cat or Batman Bird, whatever the hell they are. Here's the shit. I gotta turn my slots back on. I'm sorry. I got old ladies over there at Wheel of Fortune going ape shit on my ass. I'll give you the info. You go find them. You deal with it later. Yep. Pay the ransom. I don't know why they're not paying. Right. I think it's weird. I think it's very weird.
And now they can't. It's been too long.
Well, so today, I check it every day. Some things are starting to come back on. But it also meant you can't get in your room because you can't use a key card. Oh, God. Right. You got to have somebody manually open your door. Have you ever in Vegas tried to get somebody to come up and you can sit down. Just sit down in the hallway.
Only when I'm drunk.
Yeah. You're drunk. You forgot your key. And you're too tired to walk back down there. I can't go back down there. You can't sleep in the hall. There's cameras in the hallway. Drunkie's going to get pulled out of the video. Uh-oh. We got one down. Floor 7. I'm just saying, keep an eye on that story. I don't know why. Lester Holt finally got to it on the nightly news. Right. But it was like 4 days after They are. Caesar's pay. What do we? You guys pay attention. They've got giant casinos paying ransoms. Right. Well, if you're the payer ones, or you're just gonna go, we're not paying it. Okay, just sit here and don't make any money then. You beat them, didn't you? Good for you.
Good for you. You held out.
All right, I found a new spirit animal for my parents. Kevin Szmyd, SZMYD. Kevin spent $1,700 on a lifetime supply of incandescent light bulbs. He bought 3,500 light. He's officially outdone my parents. He's a cute guy. He's very young.
How old is he?
25.
Oh my God.
They're banned in the United States, but Kevin Smith, however you say it, a 25-year-old software developer from New Hampshire, isn't planning to switch to more energy-efficient LEDs anytime soon. He's kind of my spirit animal, too. I don't like the LEDs. No. I like the old ones, but what are you going to do? I mean, do this? Here's the thing. I could save, yes, I could go spend that money. Where am I storing 3,500 light bulbs?
No. You got some room up here.
No.
Yeah.
Then when the kids come over, they're like,
Can you move the light bulbs? We can't do the pull-out couch right. Come on, Cat.
You wrecked our fort.
yeah. Yeah, he got 30. As of August 1st, the manufacture and sale of incandescent light bulbs was officially banned in the United States. The new guidelines originated during Obama's presidency, but were rejected by the Trump administration. Now, under the Biden administration, the near total ban has gone into effect. Those who already have the bulbs will be able to keep them. Well, of course they will.
Yeah.
Do you think the government has time to form a panel and go, look, guys, I've heard this. And you're the ones I've heard. There's some people out there with the old light bulbs. And it's our job as the bulb force. We're the bulb force to go get them. I want you to go and knock on every door in St. Louis, Missouri, and see and then you're gonna make them give me. I would have a shirt like the people that go try to take my gun. Mine would say try to take my light bulb. He's a member of a Facebook group called Antique Incandescent Light Bulb Collectors, which has been active since the ban went into effect. I don't know why my parents didn't join this group. Yeah, they're also focused on vintage light bulbs manufactured before the 1940s.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Forget about that.
Kevin said, I don't think the government should be involved with making a customer decision like that. I think it's a little silly for a government to go in and say, we don't think you're going to make the best decision with buying light bulbs. So we're going to prevent you from making the wrong decision. Oh. Well, no, they're saying they're more energy efficient. Right. I mean, I still would rather have the other ones.
Yeah, I'd rather see.
Kevin, would rather see a push towards nuclear power instead.
Oh, wow.
All right, Kevin. Okay. Well, we'll take that into consideration. He saved 2 weeks of pay to fund his collection worth about $1,700. Wow. He's contacted everyone who sells light bulbs within 250 miles of him.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Wow. He didn't call my parents. And guess what he would have got hung up on? Fuck you, Kevin. We're not selling our light bulbs. You try to trick us. Not having any of that.
Nope.
So then it just goes into the...
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nuclear power.
He considers it a lifetime supply. He did a spreadsheets on this.
Oh, good.
He will have enough light bulbs for 75 years. And he's 25, so that takes him to 100. What if he lived to 100 like Lou's mom? What if he lived like Lou's mom to 104 and then he got to 100 and he didn't have any more light bulbs?
True. Bad times.
And then you're older and you can't see as good.
Anyway. Yeah.
Right. Wow. All right. This is super weird. And we're going to...
Pause for a moonshine shot. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just going to waste here.
Lots of science today.
Well, this is another science one I don't understand.
Take another drink.
This is why... my old joke about homeschooling.
It looks like your shot looks like a smoothie.
Well, it's a big shot. It's my Caso Amigos tequila shot glass. I don't even know where this had to be free. I wouldn't have stolen it.
Probably.
It's not interesting enough.
No.
Cheers.
Yeah.
This is why I couldn't homeschool my kids that I don't have. Because I don't understand anything about science and stuff. If they go, why is there lightning? I'm like, God's mad. That's why. Why is it raining? Because the angels are crying and disappointed in your report card. I don't know. I always think about that Stevie song, thunder only happens when it's raining. And then every time I hear thunder and I don't see any rain, I'm like, she was as bad at science as I was. That's bullshit. Is it true? I don't know. This is caught on a shit ton of cameras, though. So the giant earthquake in Morocco, very sad, and the Libyan floods, horrific, like over 11,000 people dead. But there were these blue lights that lit up the sky before the earthquake. And so we'll put the link in the thing. It's something more than lightning. It doesn't look like lightning bolts. It's like, but it's like blue lights. Like, it was fascinating looking, but now I know if I ever see it again, get a helmet, run outside, because an earthquake's coming. They were captured on a CCTV at a home approximately 3 minutes before the disaster. So you have 3 minutes to get going. Well, I don't know where you're going to just run out of a building. Yeah, I'd run to a field or something where there's nothing that can fall on you. The short clip on X shows a single Twitter. I can't get used to that. Shows a single blue flash on the top left corner of the shot, followed by a second burst of light second later. A similar phenomenon has been observed before the earthquake in Turkey earlier this year, which claimed the lives of 45,000 people. The first recorded instance of earthquake lights on cameras date back to 1965 during the Japanese earthquake. They've also been observed in China in 2008, Italy 2009, and Mexico 2017. The cause remains shrouded in mystery, leaving questions about whether it serves as some sort of ominous sign of impending disasters. Now, not knowing shit about science, I would say if the Earth is starting to move, this is where I'm sure some of my science friends will be like, Kathleen, just stop. Don't continue on. Well, if everything's connected, if the Earth is starting to move, wouldn't that cause like a burst of energy to go somewhere?
Wow. We should break that down later.
I think it's pretty generically simple. If I throw this bottle over there and hit the pillow's going to move. It's a transfer of energy.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
For every action, there's a reaction.
Yep. It's a good retainment.
And then scientists suggest this may be the release of energy as a result of the movement of lithospheric plates, analyzing 65 earthquake light incidents and patterns for a project. Then it gets hard. Yeah, there's over 2,000 people. But see, if you saw that now, you would know. Yeah. You got 3 minutes. If you're in your house, get out and get to the backyard.
If you happen to be awake.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to be awake. Well, clearly your eyes have to be open.
It's like a strobe light. In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
More moonshine. Cheers.
And you're right. The people sitting outside are already safer because you're outside.
Right. They're on a patio. They're probably drunk.
Well,
They're not paying attention.
no. But wait, check out the video. It's freakish.
It's in the schnotes.
It's in the schnotes.
You called the thing earlier.
If it's over a 5.0 earthquake, researchers found that these lights occur 80% of the time.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What's a bad earthquake for those who don't know?
A bad earthquake, for those who don't know, I'd say anything over a 5.5. Really? I've been in everything less than a 5.5. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of near it in California a couple times, near the... I didn't know what it was because I'm a Midwestern person, and I really thought that I drank too much and that I was like not... I was just flopping around in bed like I was like uncomfortable. Yeah, where you're still half drunk or whatever. I don't know. Moving on.
Okay.
This is a great story. Love it. Painting the town red. Incredible moment. A river of wine flows through Portuguese village when distillery's 2.2 million liter tanks burst.
So great. Oh. Yeah, that's heaven.
The Portuguese town of São Lourenço de Barrio, red wine, after two of its tanks spilled, and it went down a quiet street. You should see the street. We'll put the video in. It is a flood. I would have been out there with buckets. I don't even care that it touched the ground. It's free wine. Get out there. It would be so exciting to just jump in it, although it was a fast-flowing river, down a steep hill in a small town. Baffles locals looked on as the wine, nearly enough to fill an Olympic swimming pool, swept through the streets of the town.
God, wow.
I know. I know. This spill was so massive that local officials triggered an environmental alert and were forced to divert the wine to stop it from contaminating the nearby Sertima River.
Stop the wine.
Just tell everybody, get a bucket. Hurry up. I mean, it's as deep as your car tires.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That would be a day. And then the serious people come in. We're committed to resolving this situation as quickly as possible. Boo! Let it go.
That would be a day off.
Though the river of wine could have caused an environmental mishap, experts said that drinking a wide variety of red wine is good for your gut. Thank you. My advice for wine lovers is keep letting wine. Yeah, they're going to drink it. You put this on sale. You go recatch all this, capture it. If you're that winery whose things burst. And then say this is sale wine, and it's historical. It's a souvenir. Come on, see, I got my marketing hat on. Okay, Smucker. Now, I always thought it was Smuckers.
Yeah.
No, it's Smucker. The company is buying Twinkies, the Twinkie maker Hostess for $5.6 billion.
Worth it.
Worth it for a ding dong. For a ding dong.
Twinkies are delicious.
Ding dongs are better than Twinkies.
No.
Yes,
no,
they
they're
are.
Not. No.
Yes, they are.
Ugh,
Yes.
you lie.
Hostess, the maker of Twinkies and Ho-Hos, is being purchased by J.M. Smucker in a $5.6 million. Does Hostess not make ding dongs? I think they do.
I've never had a ding dong.
What?
Who makes ding dongs?
Do you not have? Did they not have king ding dongs in Canada?
I don't know. I've never had one. It makes ding dongs.
Ding dongs. They look like hockey pucks.
Yeah.
Hostess.
Oh, in Canada they're made from Vachon.
In Canada, they're made from Vachon.
Vachon's the company.
Oh, okay. Now that you, whoa, sorry, I moved my ear.
It was
Now that you see it, you've never eaten one?
well, yeah, because in Canada they're called big wheels.
They're called big wheels in Canada?
Yeah, I know now. Yeah.
Why did you guys have to change everything to make it your own? Big wheels. I'm shocked they didn't call them hockey pucks. Shocked. That was low-hanging fruit in the let's name it meeting. That was so easy. Everybody wants some hockey pucks. Everybody loves, come on.
Hockey pucks are already
Big
in our
wheels.
daily life.
Right, but you call them candy hockey pucks or
Candy
something.
pucks.
Candy pucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll throw that up there.
The two companies announced the transaction on Monday, with the jelly maker saying that the purchase expands Smucker's offerings, beloved brands in growing categories, and accelerates its focus on convenient customer occasions. The shares of Hostess soared in early trading. Stock's already up 20%.
Nice.
Yeah. Get in there. You guys want to stock in this? Oh, here we go. In addition to Twinkies, Hostess makes a number of sweet treats, including zingers.
Zingers.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Snowballs. My mom loves. I hate them.
Pink. Coconut.
They got coconut on them. I know. I don't like them. And ding dong. It even branched out to make cereals.
Okay.
Smucker's portfolio. They make Jif peanut butter, Uncrustables, and its namesake, Smucker's jelly. But the company's just called Smucker. That's weird. The purchase is remarkable turnaround for Hostess, which has filed for bankruptcy twice during its existence. Hostess was founded in 1919 and started making Twinkies in the 30s. Wow, they're that old. They should have sent them to World War II because they last forever.
Yeah, there's no shelf life.
No, you could keep that in your pocket. I
Forever.
mean, it might get smashed, but you could still open the package and eat it. Yeah. Would never go bad. It doesn't need a refrigerator.
No.
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 So if you care, just know that your next ding dong is really made by Smuckers.
Your hockey puck.
Your hockey puck, your candy puck.
Candy puck.
Big wheels. That is stupid.
They're so good.
McDonald's made a big announcement, speaking of who's doing what, that they're going to take out self-serve soda machines because people are stealing, and then cleanliness and all that. But I love that they made this announcement now, and they're hoping to eliminate them all by 2032. I mean, just save the announcement till, say 2030. Give people a 2-year heads up. I don't need a 10-year heads up.
Way to get ahead of it.
Oh my God. McDonald's future includes restaurant designs with smaller or no dining rooms and high-tech drive-thrus to reflect the new reality. Digital sales now make up 40% of its sales. The chain also released another major chain called Cosmics, a new small format location that includes reduced dining area.
Wow.
I don't really go in fast food. Old people like to sit there, I think, and have their coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if you live around there, it's probably a little gathering spot. People don't want to deal with the people anymore.
Nope.
If there's any way to keep you out of my business, even though I'm trying to sell shit, that's what they would prefer to do. If you could just stay out there, and I'm going to send shit through a tube after you give me money, that would be just fine. Okay, I'm going to save that one for last.
Shit on wagon wheels. Wow.
Have you ever wondered why you have to walk so far to your gates in the airports? And the newer airports, it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Well, some of you can probably obviously figure out why. Shopping. They want us to shop. The airports have no longer become just a hub of transportation. It's a goddamn mall. And it is infuriating when I fly into somewhere like Minneapolis, where I like the airport, but if you have to connect, you better have worn your tennis shoes. Not even kidding. Right. And B, you better hope that you can still run a mile in a decent amount, or you're not going to make it. No. And they're not waiting. No. It's so far. And then half the time, the people movers are broken, if they even have them. Well, they're yanking all those out and making all that stores. And they don't want you to people move past their stores.
Oh, my God.
Right. As travel comes roaring back, people are walking longer distances from the curb to the gate. Past Hudson News, guilty. Chanel and Estee Lauder duty-free lounges, Auntie Anne's, and Starbucks. And that's just the first leg. These days, your concourse walk never seems to end. So they just redid Nashville. And it's not too bad. No. But the minute you get through TSA, boom, it's all stores.
Really?
Now, that's kind of fun if you have the time. Yeah. But if you're in a hurry, I'd rather...
Music too.
A lot of what?
Music.
Well, the Nashville airport's fun. Yeah. There's this thing on Instagram called It's Scoop Nashville. And it's everybody that got arrested for mostly drunk and stuff. There's bad crimes in there too, but it's mostly drunk. The amount of people that are too drunk to fly out of the Nashville airport is hilarious. And it's always just some girl who is at a gate, and then her headshot or mugshot, she's always like, what? Me? I could go home. I'm fine. And it's usually they're in the gate area after the plane has left, and they're like, so it's obvious, like, why is that lady sitting by herself?
With a blinking cowboy hat.
Yeah, she's her blinking bachelorette cowboy hat, and none of her other bachelorettes seem to be around here. And I just saw her down at Tootsie's drinking. I have just traveled through the new LaGuardia Airport, and it confirms a theory of mine. Former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers recently observed the newer terminal is less convenient because it's less convenient it is to use because the walks are longer. I wonder why. Treks at the airport have been getting worse ever since security changes were implemented in September 11th, 2001 attacks. So I was talking to my friend Drew about this because he knows the guys who designed them after 9/11. Yep. If you think back in the day, there was all kinds of shit before you went through security.
Right.
And you could take it through. So if you bought water or soda or whatever, you could still go through TSA. Well, now that you couldn't do that, they've moved all the stores in. You have to get through past security. Yes. Well, that's already then going to make it a lot longer. Wow. You get to the gate and you're exhausted. You're dealing increasingly with airports that are designed around financial objectives and safety. The traveler gets lost in the dust. Yeah. I always think about old people too.
Yes.
Like, where did I go last week? Boise and Salt Lake. No, I didn't do Salt Lake. I went to Boise and Reno. And then that flight where me and John, the opener, we had to run like, my parents would not have made it. No. And we were sitting up close to up front. So we got off the plane first. If you were way, 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 way in the back, you're not making it. No one's holding a plane for you.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just getting bad. Many airports were built during the middle of the 20th centuries and have undergone massive expansion plans in the 21st century. The new gate extensions and recent renovations made courses much, much longer. After 7/11, security checkpoints were added to existing terminals and essentially divided terminals in two, increasing the space travelers need to walk. I don't have to read it all. Somebody called it a fitness trail. Well, I always know if I'm like 2,000 steps away from my 10,000. As soon as I get to an airport, done. Yeah. Because I'm just going to keep hiking. The longest trek at an airport in the United States is what? DFW, Dallas Fort Worth,
No way.
where the walk from an entrance in Terminal B to E is 2.6 miles.
Whoa.
My mom and dad would have to sit down twice.
Yeah.
Phoenix Airport, that one, they have a fitness trail where travelers can view mountains and parks and city from landmarks from the concourses.
You got to check in with Dax about that. Yeah.
The new Phoenix Airport is beautiful,
Yeah.
but it's not. If you have to connect,
It's
it doesn't
crazy.
matter if you don't have to connect. You're never going to be in a hurry.
No.
But
Wow.
mhm.
That's crazy.
The monorails, the Dallas monorail, and the Dallas makes me laugh so hard because at Six Flags when I was a kid in Eureka, Missouri, they had a roller coaster called the Mine Train, and it was super, super old school, a wooden roller coaster. And I mean, that thing we would get, we loved it as kids, but it was just like herky jerky. Every time I go to Dallas and have to get on the train, I'm like, welcome to the Mine Train. For those of you under 4'10", please remove yourself from the Mine Train. Oh my gosh. I'm going to find out more about this one story. I said we were going to talk about Airbnb, but I want to read more about it and talk about it next week. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Because I want to know more before I actually start talking about it.
Can we just introduce it? The topic?
Well, the topic is, how do we feel about Airbnbs in touristy cities? Like in Nashville? Now, I've done Airbnb, so I'm a customer as well. But it's a problem. Like at the Lake of the Ozarks, like the condo where my sister has, now they're all getting rented out as Airbnbs, and they're all party people, and they're all, it's a lake and boats, and, you know, that's not what we bought. Like, we bought a condo before all this happened, and then
Not a lot of respect.
there's no respect. The last time I rented one, there were drunk girls from Omaha, and trust me, nothing was more entertaining. I watched one fall down a flight of wooden steps and get up and was fine. And I was like, you go Omaha. That was amazing. There's like 12 girls in a 3-bedroom, and they're just, like, I feel like there's no control over it.
No.
But I also feel like I've been the recipient of the good end of Airbnb.
Yeah.
But it depends on what city. And then, like, the house next to mine in Nashville, some guy was going to buy it and make it an Airbnb rental.
Oh, God.
But because there was no HOA form, he could actually do that.
Right.
No, I don't want to live next to my other neighbor, a dude. He's like, that'd be smoking hot, right? I'm like, that's not what we're going for here, Bob. We're not going for that. You know, drunk girls everywhere on the weekend. Like, no.
Did you form an HOA?
Yes, I did form an HOA. I've become that lady. Get off my lawn. The only thing allowed on this lawn are animals. Foxes, skunks, deer. No, I didn't do it for that purpose. I'm not that much of an asshole. I did it because you have to get a community dock. Yeah, get insurance. You got to have an HOA. Anyway, we're going to talk about that in depth because it's kind of hard. I feel like I did some hard stories today. Here's a lighter story that'll make...
Let's weigh in on that. Comments?
Weigh in. Do you think we should still... New York's really cracking down on Airbnbs, and they're making them... But, this is how sleazy this dude was that was going to buy the house. He called me. Just this man from Austin. And he's like, yeah, and he talked like that. And he's like, yeah, you know, so we're doing this all over the country. You should be really happy about it, you know, because it's going to... No, it's not going to increase the property value.
Right.
Shut up. And then even when they're trying to put laws in, so they'll say, well, you can't do short-term rentals. This guy already told me how to undo that.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, you know, there's some problems we're facing with laws, but, you know, we just say it's a long-term rental, and then we say they got sick, and then we just give them their money back.
Every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're already figuring out ways.
Ugh.
I guess it depends on where you live. How does it affect you? Termites if you're in a tourist town? Non-termites in non-tourist towns? What do you think about that?
Right.
I don't know.
We'll have a vote.
I want to see what the rules are in Nashville. There's no rules in Missouri.
No.
I'm sure of that.
Just period. There's none.
There's a thing I reposted on Twitter. This is when I'm like, I can't believe these people live in my state. They were burning books, and they had flamethrowers. Now, my family may or may not own a flamethrower. I'm not going to commit to that, but I have shot one, and they are, for a pyro,
Fun.
it's the most fun thing you're ever going to do in your life. But they were flamethrowing. They had a pile of books. I don't know what books were in there, but they're screaming, "Let's go, Brandon." And my friend Drew sent it to me. He's like, "Way to go, Maddie. Here's your state again. You fucking Missouri people raising the bar every goddamn day." I'm like, I know.
Merca.
Here's a little breaking news. Royal news.
Oh,
We don't have a current section of royal news, but I do love this. Did you watch Downton Abbey, Termites?
yes.
I loved it. This is, the royal family has been banned from a 175-year-old hunting tradition after being kicked off the estate. Oh, I'm so glad this happened after the Queen's death. She would have just been so sad. So, in Downton Abbey and all these movies, well, even the documentaries and stuff, you just see them wandering the countryside.
Yeah.
I'm like, how much land do you people fucking own? Right, all of it.
All of it.
The royal family's been banned from hunting on the Scottish estate near Balmoral Castle, bringing a dramatic end to their 175-year-old tradition. Since 1852, the royals have spent time shooting, deer stalking, and fishing on an estate in Aberdeenshire, Scotland. It's a pastime that has been in the family since the Balmoral estate was purchased by Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, which subsequently granted them access to 11,500 acres, 18 square miles of they can just wander around, do whatever they want, hunt, shoot stuff, picnics, whatever.
Everything. Yep.
But after the estate went up for sale in 2020, the new owner has ended the royal lease, which means King Charles and his family are no longer free to use it. Here's the thing. King Charles never wanted to do any of that shit anyway.
No.
His mom liked it. Right. His dad liked it. He's an indoor cat. Yeah.
She was kind of a dude.
She was kind of a little old dude, but I liked it. She went out with her dog. She wanted to go walk her dog. But, I mean, do you need 18 square miles?
No.
Do you need 11,000 acres? How about 10?
Right. Give some back to the Irish.
The new owner, Alistair Story, plans to revamp the grounds. For the last 175 years, the royal family had leased the sporting rights, but now this has ceased and will be actively run by the new laird. Huh. They're going to facilitate the transformation and to effectively run the estate, and new facilities will be required. So he's going to make it a hunting thing where you pay. He spent $28 million. And he wants it to be used for commercial shooting. He also wants new accommodation to be built on the estate for paying visitors to support the sporting activities on the estate. It's believed there are no hard feelings from either party. Well, I'm sure they went, oh, well, shall we go now?
Excellent.
How about Ireland? Do we own that?
Not
Someone
anymore.
check.
Part of it.
This is crazy, though. Before it changed ownership, the estate was owned by the Gordon family for over 500 years. The Gordon family, a Highland Scottish clan, was historically one of the most powerful Scottish clans, but ultimately sold the estate after the death of the 21st Baron John Gordon. They got the leasing agreement in 1852, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. Whoa.
Wow.
The estate boasts 34 homes, cottages, lodges, and farmhouses, but it does not include the castle located 2 miles from Balmoral Castle. So that's it. You will no longer see Charles frolicking around the fox hunts.
Charles doesn't seem like a frolic.
Charles doesn't seem like an outside cat.
No.
He's an indoor
He
cat.
doesn't frolic.
Yeah. I watched that, whatever. I think it was in, actually, The Crown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's great.
They'd make him go do, like, they'd make the private school, the boys go jogging, and then you got to do the monkey bars, and then you got to do the rope. It'd just be him falling off ropes. Like, and I'm sure his dad was like a He-Man. So, a big disappointment.
Didn't like it.
The Villages, can I say?
Yep.
We've added a second show.
Yay!
But I have a story about what's going on down there.
It goes on sale tomorrow.
The show goes on sale tomorrow, the tickets, because we already sold the first one out, so we added one. And I've already done it, and it's the greatest crowds ever.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a beautiful theater. Mm-hmm. The man was married. His wife died, and she said she wanted a theater to be built so big, like famous people could come. But she wanted Elton John. I'm like, you're going to have to go a little bigger.
Can you come over?
I'll come, but I'm no Elton John. The Villages, though, can we talk for a minute about the Dirty Birds we got down there?
Yes.
This just came out. The Villages resident, 77 years old, accused of setting up illegal erectile dysfunction pill operation. Yep. He's been arrested. Yep. He was accused of attempting. He was going to distribute. Yep. Viagra, I'm sure. There's so much going on down there. They have things on their cart that say who they like to have sex with. Like, I like threesomes. They have all these signals and stuff. It's fascinating. And then when I drove through the village, all I did was look at the golf carts. Reginald Odell Kinser was charged with receiving misbranded drugs in interstate commerce after he allegedly he obtained $1,800 worth of ED drugs without a prescription from a licensed doctor. He had plans to redistribute these drugs to others locally and outside the state of Florida. I mean, I know you can't do that, but are we really going to send Reginald to jail for this? I mean, he's just giving out Viagra. So what? He's selling Viagra. It's not fentanyl.
He's the poetry man.
It doesn't. Yeah. They seized 1,881 pharmaceutical erectile dysfunction drugs on a search warrant.
That's a good weekend.
They did not explain why it took nearly 5 years to file charges. How? Reginald's 77. Get this shit moving.
What color?
Here's what he stole. Seized drugs. I don't know how he got them, but Snovitra, Senforce, Tafadil tablets, tables, Tafadil. I never heard of any of this. Oh, Camagra or oral jelly. They're all intended to treat erectile dysfunction.
Oral jelly.
If convicted, he could spend up to a year in prison and a fine of $10,000. Oh, stop it, Florida! You got way, as Anna would say, there's people doing way worse things than selling erectile dysfunction things.
I
like
that 77.
He's 77.
He's got like a website.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. How'd you get the word out that you had it?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I wonder how many flags he had on his golf cart.
Yeah. Okay, this is a great story. Great story here.
That's great.
I really want someone to do a movie about this man's life because I know this man. Like, I could call him, I think. I don't have his number, but I could get it.
Yep.
And I think he'd answer the phone because I did his show so many times. Nobody makes a big deal out of this, and I think it's astonishing. Media mogul Byron Allen. Now, he was a stand-up. Yeah. He had a show, the Byron Allen Show. If you're younger termite, you won't remember that. You can Google it.
He almost bought the property.
And then we're going to get to that. Then he had a show called Comics Unleashed where we would sit around. I think I've talked about him before because he owns the weather. Show me any comedian that's been more successful business-wise after not being a comedian anymore, and you will not find one person. No one. He should have probably never been a comedian. Like, she should have skipped right to this. He's so good at it. Like, what are you doing sitting around with me on a couch when you're smart enough to go
Buy the Weather Channel.
To buy the Weather Channel.
Yes.
Jesus. He is offering $10 billion, with a B, billion, for Disney's ABC network and cable channels after staffers freak out over boss Bob Iger's cold-blooded and unsentimental plans. So Disney's stock is doing like shit, but he's not afraid to sell stuff off, and they're all afraid that he's going to sell specifically ABC.
Yep.
You
know who's going to bid for it against him?
Who's going to bid against him?
Opie.
Who's Opie?
Oprah.
Oh, Oprah? She don't want to buy no TV network.
Oh, but Gail
She's got her own set of problems. Everybody's yelling at her about her. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
True. That whole
Well, you get to a point at what age are you going to stop this nonsense? He's not that old. He's 62, I think. He's so cute, too. I always wondered when I do the show, I'm like, do you really want to do this? Like, I don't know. He seemed kind of interested.
Yeah.
Very pleasant. Very nice. I don't know. He just seemed distracted. Maybe he was thinking about all the other money he was making in other places. I would have been. Be like, why am I talking to these four dumb comics? It was four comics in a circle. You can find it on YouTube. I was on it 1,000,000 times. Yep. And then he would set us up with stuff, and then you could do a joke. Jesus, I thought something was on fire.
Dolly's out. Oh,
Dolly went out?
You need a new Dolly candle.
Well, I had to move a couple candles because I was moving. Somebody brought me this really cool thing. It says pubs open, pubs closed, but I couldn't get it all organized, but I will. Byron Allen. I mean, it's just amazing. And see, he tried to buy the Denver Broncos, and he, quote, got outbid. So,
He's a good human.
well, this is what I want to read you. In 2022, he tried to buy the Broncos, a move that would have made him the first black majority owner of an NFL franchise, but ultimately he was outbid. Oh, Byron, come on now. Could have done better. Yeah. He built a media empire worth $1 billion through a series of acquisitions, like the Weather Channel.
Right.
But there's a million other. Just because there's a little tribute to Byron. He was born in 61. How old is he then? Do the math. Come on, Battles. By the time he was 18, he was already on.
70.
What?
60.
Yeah, 60. Wait, are you me? I give this to you because you're good at math.
Well, I didn't.
He's 62.
Yeah.
That the moonshine working on you? Your brain ain't working?
I've had 2 shots.
You've had 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you're the one not.
Well, I'm trying to do something here.
Me
Can't
too.
Can't be hammered for the people.
I'm not-
He was on The Tonight Show when he was 18.
Yep.
I did not know this. He was an opening act for Dolly Parton, Gladys Knight, Lionel Richie, and the Pointer Sisters.
Fantastic.
That's back when musicians would have comedians as openers.
Yeah.
They don't do that really anymore. But it's also a weird thing. Wouldn't really want the gigs.
Yeah.
He established a production company in 1993. And then that one didn't do so good, and he had to redo the whole thing. Had multiple foreclosures, at one point losing telephone service, requiring him to conduct business via a payphone. But he didn't give up.
No,
Byron, not a quitter.
He had quarters.
He already had all those nice suit jackets. You can't quit now. You've got good wardrobe. Then he went into scripted sitcoms. I don't know these. The First Family, Mr. Box Office. Then he started buying. These are the things they acquired, including film distributor Freestyle Releasing, the Griot, the Weather Channel, equity stake in Sinclair Broadcasting, acquisition of the Fox Sports Network.
Nice.
It's amazing.
That's football.
In October of 2022, his company was valued at $4.5 billion.
Wow.
He was outbid by a group led by Sam Walton.
Right.
Well, that shouldn't even be fair.
No.
No.
His company was founded in 1993.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
He's been married to the same lady since 2007, Jennifer. They have 3 kids. He's also on the. It's just amazing. He has residences, and he's got houses in Aspen, Maui, Los Angeles, and New York City. Then he bought something in Beverly Hills, and Malibu. I mean, and you never hear about him.
No.
And I bet you if people saw his headshot, they'd be like, just regular people, not comedians. They'd be like, yeah, I know that guy.
He looks like something.
But they wouldn't know where they know him from.
Right.
And here he is out buying my favorite channel, the Weather Channel. And then now he's trying to do this, buy ABC.
That's awesome.
I hope he gets it.
Yeah.
I hope Bob Iger gives it to him. Because so far he hasn't produced any crap.
No.
Nothing, no dog shit.
Nope.
All right, we're going to talk about this before I get to the lyrics thing. This is horrible. Well, I officially hate this guy, and I don't even really know who he is. That's how easily. I mean, I never heard of him until this. Jan Wenner, Jann, apologizes for saying black and female musicians aren't articulate enough for his new book. The apology, he apologizes after what he did, but first let's get to what he did and who he is. Rolling Stone's co-founder.
Oh.
Rolling Stone, not Stones. And I quit reading Rolling Stone years ago when they wrote a giant article on comedy, and it was awful. Yeah. And it wasn't even close to the truth, and it wasn't even close to what anybody in the business thought.
No.
And I think they get away with this because nobody's going to... Who's going to say something? Right. Well, it's not even the facts that were wrong. It's the opinions that are wrong. It's like reading a Vanity Fair article where you're like, you know, some 80-year-old person wrote this article and why comedy's terrible today because we all cuss too much or something like that, where you're like, can't we go back to Bob Hope? How fucking old are you? No, we're not going back to Bob Hope.
Right.
He's the co-founder of Rolling Stone magazine. He issued an apology for when he said black and female musicians are not articulate enough to be included in his new book. The apology came Saturday night, a few hours after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation was announced he was being removed from his position on the board of directors. Mm-hmm. Well, good.
Yeah.
I hope, and I have a list of people he should have spoken to. I hope maybe Ann Wilson called and said, you remove that person or I'm coming to get all my shit out of your Rock and Roll Hall of Fame museum and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. He said he didn't include interviews with black and female musicians because they're we already read that part. Well, they printed it twice. And then he said, his apology is almost worse. Almost. In my interview with the New York Times, I made some comments that diminished the contributions, genius, and impact of black people and women. First of all, how all the rock and roll stolen from the black people. Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, Little Richard, they're just not alive. But he apologizes wholeheartedly. The Masters is a collection of interviews I've done over the years that seem to me to best represent an idea of rock and roll's impact on my world. They were not meant to represent a whole of music and its diverse and important originators, but to reflect the high points of my career in interviews that I felt illustrated the breadth and experience in that career.
He's a narcissist.
Yeah, it's all about him. They don't reflect my appreciation and admiration for world-changing artists whose music and ideas I revere and will celebrate and promote as long as I live. I totally understand the inflammatory nature of badly chosen words. How about the deed? Yes. Your words are just saying what you did. Right. Deeply apologize and accept the consequences. He interviewed Bono, Bob Dylan, Jerry Garcia. It does not include any interviews with black or female musicians. He said, ridiculous. When I was referring to the Zeitgeist, I was referring to black performers, not the female performers. Okay? Just to get that accurate. This is part of his apology. So now he's pissed in your own apology. Right. The selection was not a deliberate selection. It was just a kind of intuitive over the years. It just fell that way. The people had to meet a couple of my criteria. But it was just my kind of personal interest and love of them. Insofar as women, just none of them were as articulate enough on the intellectual level. Oh my God. It's not that they're not creative geniuses. It's not that they're inarticulate. Although to go have a deep conversation with Grace Slick or Janis Joplin, please be my guest. Oh my God. Well, Janis Joplin's dead. Right. We can't do that. No. She didn't, in my mind, meet the test. Not by her work, not by the other interviews she did. The people I interviewed were kind of philosophers of rock, of black artists. Stevie Wonder, genius, right? I suppose when you use a word as broad as masters, that the fault is using that word. So now he's blaming the word. You picked the word. Right. Maybe Marvin Gaye or Curtis Mayfield. I mean, they just didn't articulate at that level. He just keeps digging the hole. That's why I read this. I couldn't believe it. And then he said, the last part of it, because it goes on and on and on. The ones that really could articulate it, and he goes through his list. Maybe I should have gone, listen to this shit. This is where you're like, oh, dude, Google how old this man is. What's his name? Jan Wenner. Wenner? Wenner. Jan with 2 N's.
Oh, he's classified as an American magnet.
He's an American magnet.
Mm-hmm.
77. He wrote, he said this in his apology. Maybe I should have gone and found one black, just not, he didn't say person, one black and one woman artist to include here that didn't measure up to that same historical standard, just to avert this kind of criticism. Wow. Which I get. I had a chance to do that. Maybe I'm on fashion, or I don't give a fuck, or whatever. I wish in retrospect I could have interviewed Marvin Gaye. Maybe he'd have been the guy. Maybe. Well, they've kicked. So I'm going to go through some women. Okay. Jan. So, Jan, do you think Pat Benatar's inarticulate? I've seen a lot of interviews with Pat Benatar, and usually her husband, Neil, is sitting there, and she's very funny and very smart. Ann Wilson could probably word salad your brain into schmush, Jan. She is crazy smart, crazy smart. Stevie, you don't think Stevie's smart? Right. She's inarticulate. Joan Jett, inarticulate. I love the ad where it's the don't be a rock, don't act like a rock star in the office, and then Joan comes in. You don't do that. So maybe Joan isn't the most articulate, but she's smart.
She's focused on the
how about? Yeah, I've seen her when I went to go see my friend Dax with Cheap Trick. She was on the same show, and it was perfect.
She's awesome.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
How about Debbie Harry? She would kick you in the ass, Jan. You don't even want to get in a room with Debbie Harry. No. Way too smart. Chrissy Hine. Oh, well, good luck there. Yeah. One of the smartest people I've ever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Grace Slick. Oh, he already mentioned her. He didn't like her. Patti Smith.
Yes.
These people are all alive, Jan. Could have went and did it at the last minute.
Right.
And then my favorite, I saved this for PJ Harvey. A lot of people probably don't know who that is. Some of you may. Google PJ Harvey, because once when I did the Tonight Show when I was very young, and I think her and I are the same age, they were like, "Oh, the musical guest is PJ Harvey," and I was like, "Huh." And I was pretty up on music. I had never heard of her. I think is she British? I think she American.
She is British.
She's British.
She's British.
Well, maybe that's why I didn't know. But she came out. I wish I could find this clip, but it was like probably 93 or 94 in this crazy ass outfit. And the Tonight Show audience, to give you an idea, is very usually middle America type people. Yeah. Like one time I did it, and you could see the audience, which I don't like because you usually never do that in a comedy club or whatever. You can't, it's dark. But a man had a fishing hat on with lures on it.
What?
Yeah. It was his hat. You know, he's very proud of it, I guess. I don't know. He's also ready to go fishing. Good for you, Grandpa. But PJ Harvey came out, and all I kept thinking is the guy in the fishing hat, because her music was so weird. Even I was like,
super odd.
Whoa, what was that? That was weird. And the audience, she got done, and they were like, then they'll hold up signs on the side if no one's clapped. Clap! And it's like blinking. The audience is like, oh, sorry. Didn't know what we're supposed to do. Sorry, that's on me. Anyway, all of these women, why don't you just say it, Jan? Right. You don't think they're as good as the men. If you're not going to apologize properly and you're not going to mean your apology, then just go all out like the no apology people do. Mm-hmm. That whole crowd of never apologize, just keep digging the hole deeper because you don't, quote, give a fuck. That is so terrible that you would forget all those women. Melissa Etheridge, and you couldn't, how about Lenny Kravitz? You want a black rock and roll guy? Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, oh, he's fine enough to get up to the Rock and Roll and hand out awards. Yeah. He's always up there handing out something, the thing. Questlove. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
All right. That's enough.
Good for the rock hall.
It's enough of me getting mad. It's lyric time. You know that means we're coming to an end.
Moonshine shot.
Yeah. First we're gonna read, and I'm gonna try to sing this. Well, I can't sing, but at least to give you the melody. Okay. This was a song by Styx in the 70s that I drove around singing in my car. Not even sure what language it is. Okay. Domo agato, argato, Mr. Roboto. Domo agato, Mr. Roboto. Machina mannequin. Secret. I've got a secret. With parts made in Japan. I've got a secret I've been hiding in my skin. My heart is human. My blood is boiling. My brain, IBM. I sang this. Domo agato, Mr. Roboto. Didn't even care.
It's fun.
Those are real lyrics. I'm not a robot without emotions. I'm not what you see. I've come to help you with your problems so we can be free. I'm just a man whose circumstances went beyond my control. We all need control. I need control. We all need control.
Free of what?
I don't know. They dressed like robots in the video, and then they popped out of them, and they're with the people singing.
And you're shitting on me for wagon wheels?
Well, just Styx was international. Well, I'll start reading some lyrics by Rush. Mean, Tom Sawyer. Oh my God. Yeah. What's that mean? Why are you singing about Tom Sawyer if you're Canadian? That's an American person, made up person. Here's a Taylor. This song is actually called Mean. Okay. Yeah, I love it. These are like, every one of her songs to me, if you just read the lyrics, is like a super mean email that if you're young, you hit send. If you're old, you put it as in draft and think about it and read it the next morning with coffee. Right. Here's hers. You with your words like knives and swords and weapons that you use against me. You've knocked me off my feet again. Got me feeling like I'm nothing. You with your nails on a chalkboard calling me out when I'm wounded. You picking the weaker man. Well, you can take me down with one single blow, but you don't know what you don't know. Someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean?
Funny part is it's sung in like a, why you gotta be so mean?
Yeah, she sings it nicer. The melody's nice.
I'll be living in a big old city.
Okay, well, good for her.
Yeah, we'll do it after.
That's why the children like it. Because it's expressing what they feel.
Why you gotta be so mean?
Exactly.
Meanwhile, the people writing for my group, Domo Rogato, Mr. I can't even say it. Domo Argato. I never sang that part because I didn't know I couldn't even repeat it because I didn't know what I was saying.
Maybe you can kind of make it all go together.
I'm just a man. And he had a very Broadway-like voice. I think he ended up on Broadway doing stuff. They did a whole musical. The Six guy did.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for him.
Go for you. As Rocky Laporte, comedian from Chicago, Illinois, would say. So, all right, termites, here's where we're going.
Are you ready? Have you been playing catch? Come on.
Oh, my God, I forgot to say in Pittsburgh, I went to the Andy Warhol Museum. I go every time. I go, because they change it up a lot. And you never know what's going to be in there, and it's just fascinating. And it was crowded. Everything was crowded, but the museum's never, ever, ever overcrowded.
No.
They space it out perfectly.
Real cool.
Yeah, Pittsburgh gets sold short, and I told them they should not tell people that it's a great city. Just say there's black soot everywhere and steel mills. You'll have to wear a mask 24/7. Don't let any more people come.
Awful.
Yeah, they also, because the Carnegie family was there, they built the most awesome museums ever. You could just, and it's not like I'm a museum person normally. It's just theirs are super duper cool.
Yeah.
The downtown's hopping.
We'll put the link to your videos.
Yeah. Here's where we're heading on the road. Here's where I'm going. Eau Claire, Wisconsin, home of my cousin Mike McHugh. And Line and Kugel's Brewery. Yes, I'll be coming right up there. Madison, Wisconsin. Chicago, Illinois. Richmond, Virginia. Charlotte, North Carolina. Des Moines, Iowa. Kansas City, Virginia Beach. I haven't been there in a while. Washington, D.C., Fort Worth, Houston, St. Louis, Denver, The Villages. Second show added. It'll be on November 18th. If you're a Villages person, you want to going on sale. It's a Saturday. Not that that matters if you live in the Villages where time is not an issue.
No.
We're all retired. Time means nothing.
No.
Eugene, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Oregon. And then in October, we're going to release all the new cities. So won't that be exciting?
That'll be great. October 2nd.
October 2nd is the announce.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You heard it here.
Yep.
All right, termites. It's fall. Be fall termites. Have fun. Watch some football if you're into it. One of my nephews beat me by 3 points, which means I told Lewis when I physically see him, I'm going to hit him 3 times. Joking. I don't hit children.
Are you ready for the Cubs game?
Yeah, I'm getting ready. Yeah.
You're going to stand on
Yeah.
the mound?
If it happens, I don't know if I'm going to stand on the mound or not. I got to wait to see. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure I can throw it that far.
You can.
Yeah.
We're going out to it.
All right, termites. You be fall termites. Enjoy yourself. I'll see you kids out on the road. Thanks again for all the presents.